Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Merla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. I'm excited to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Jim Boell. Jim grew up in Iowa and has spent most of his adult life in Minnesota, building a long and successful career as an engineering consultant. Beyond his professional life, Jim is a devoted family man, always involved in his children's sports and cheering them on. We recorded this conversation in Bemidji, Minnesota at Slim's, home of what I'll argue are the best burgers around. Jim also has a deep love for Westbrook Village, where he enjoys connecting with neighbors and meeting new people. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Good, Steve.
Oh, nice being here. We're in Bemidji, Minnesota at Slim's Bar, one of my favorite bars in this town. And you live here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Less than a mile from here.
Less than a mile. You didn't ride your bike on this rainy day, though, did you?
No, I did not.
But you did not grow up here. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Mason City, Iowa, where I actually grew up. I was born in Ames. My family is from West Central Iowa.
Yeah.
Farmers. My mom and my dad were both grew up on farmland in Carroll, Iowa.
So that was their profession, farmers?
My dad was not a farmer, but my mom was.
She came from
her family was big farmers in Carroll, Iowa. Yeah.
So that's the real deal. Those are
that's
big farms, right?
Yeah. No, it was. It's a nice area down there. I love going down there. People sometimes criticize Iowa a little bit about driving through and looking at the cornfields and blah blah blah. It's just so boring. I'm like, that is a beautiful country in my eyes.
You're here to put that falsehood aside, right?
Well, yeah.
How was it?
If I didn't do it already. So.
How was it growing up in Iowa?
I loved it. Yeah, I still consider, even though I've been in Minnesota for most of my life, I still consider my roots are Iowa, and I'm proud of it.
So Iowanian? Is that how you say it?
Iowegian?
Iowegian?
I don't know. I don't know.
So what part of Iowa did you say? North Central?
It's kind of it's West Central.
West Central.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carroll, Iowa.
Carroll, Iowa. So you were how far away from Omaha?
It's kind of between Des Moines and Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Kind of right between there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now it's
rolling hills and.
You know what is there now that wasn't when you were living there?
I do not.
Fans. There's fans in every field. Those air, what do they call them for electricity?
Oh, the wind turbines.
The wind turbines. Yeah. They're everywhere there.
Yeah. No, they are. And those are big money for the farmers that get those.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I suppose they're subsidized and they get
it's a big deal.
Probably like cell towers used to be.
Could be. Yeah.
So, went to high school, all the way through high school in Iowa?
No, then when I was, all the way through Iowa. When I was young, we moved to Mason City.
Okay.
And that's where I really grew up.
Okay.
I went to, grew up in Mason City, went to all the schools, through the school system there.
Yeah.
Except for my senior year in high school, we moved to Rochester, Minnesota.
Oh, really?
And I graduated from Mayo High School in Rochester.
Why the move?
My dad took a different job. He was city engineer in Mason City, and then he was offered a position to go work for a consultant in Rochester, and that's what he did. And about a month later, I got into that profession, and I was 17 at the time, and I'm going to be 69 next month, and I'm still doing it. So.
Oh, really? So you had mentioned one time to me that your dad got into consulting and you went right into it. So did you work with him or did you just...
I did at times, yeah. I mean, I stayed in consulting while I'm still in it. Yeah. He went back into the public sector.
Okay.
And they eventually came up to Bemidji. And my dad was actually city engineer here in Bemidji. So, but the whole time So he went from public sector to private sector and back to the public sector. So
also, so public sector working, meaning being an engineer for a city.
For the city, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you always stayed as a consultant on your own?
Working for private firms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of work do you do for these? I mean, consulting is pretty, I use that always. I'm just a consultant.
Yeah. Well, as it relates to engineering, I work in the field of civil engineering. So,
okay.
I'm not an engineer. I'm a technician, design engineer, design technician.
Okay.
Would be my more formal job title, but I've obviously still like it because I still do it. So
sure. So you're right. Are you drawing?
Yeah.
Things.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, back in the early days, before CAD systems and computers and all of that. That's how far back this goes. It was all manual drafting, or I did field inspection and surveying and that sort of thing. And most of the people that I've worked with, like just about everything I've done, have kept me interested in my path that I've gone on. So,
do you have a favorite job? Do you have like something that you really want to would hang your hat on if you had to say?
Oh, one favorite project?
Yeah.
We did do. I wasn't largely involved with one big high profile project for the Minnesota Zoo.
Oh, really?
For the Russian grizzly coast exhibit that they had there.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of the civil work that was involved in that project. Me and another engineer for the firm I work. Well, it's still really the firm I work for now. So
okay. Oh, really?
But yeah.
So did you get free zoo passes or anything like that?
I've actually never gone to the zoo to see.
You've never seen it?
To see it live? No. My grandkids have gone to it and they've said how great it is, but I've actually never gone to it. So.
And your dad has what did he get in Bemidji? He has a connect. I mean, I know he lived here, but when he was working here, what was his, what did he create?
He was a city engineer here in town. So,
but isn't he responsible for, the visitor center or something that kind of project that he kind of took on?
He's got a plaque down there.
Does he?
His name's on a plaque down there for the development of that visitor center area as being involved, being one of the principal people that were involved in that project. So I'm kind of proud of that. So
I bet.
When I go down there. And,
as we get older, it's kind of nice to have something in your career that you can kind of take some ownership and have some pride about, for sure.
And even now that we live here full time, we've only really been here. Me and my Mary Kay have only been here since around 2020, March of 2020. We moved up here full time, so we're really just getting our feet wet of being full time Bemidji people.
Sure.
And but it's fun to run into people that still remember my dad. My dad died back in the early mid 90s. So he's been gone a while, but there's still people around that remember
him. Yeah. Did so Mary Kay, and you were obviously married. You've been married a long time, but you spent most of your time in the Twin Cities. Where did you?
We met in Rochester.
Oh, you did meet in Rochester.
We met in Rochester. She was a nurse at the Mayo Clinic, and I was working in consulting.
Yep.
And basically, my time in Bemidji was from about 1975 till 1974 till about 1984.
You mean Rochester?
Rochester. Yep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you're there that time, single, working. She's a nurse.
Yep.
How'd you guys meet?
Set up with a friend that I was going to school with. At the junior college there. He was in nursing school and whatnot, and which a lot of people were at, being from Rochester.
Sure.
And he introduced me. Or set us up on a blind date. And
really?
So we went on a blind date, and we went to a Boss Skaggs concert.
Up
in the big city of St. Paul.
Oh, wow!
So that was our big, that was our kickoff, and and we got engaged probably not too long after that. We're engaged for 6 months and got married in 1979. So.
1979, married and starting your family.
Well, we didn't start that right away, but
you had some fun.
Yeah, we had some fun.
So how long? Then you moved to the cities.
We moved to the cities in 1984.
And the cities, for people not from here, are Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Right.
But yeah.
Right. Yep. So we at that point just had my son who was born in Rochester and ultimately ended up in Burnsville, where we spent all the years when the kids were growing up. So I got a son and a daughter who was born in Abbott in Minneapolis. So yeah.
So you so we spent the first 17 years in Iowa, then Rochester, and then Burnsville is where you started your family, really.
Right.
I've noticed one thing about you is we met in Arizona.
Right.
And then I got to know you more up here, and then we made the connection that we live 20 minutes from each other in the summer. But you like you had said, you're not quite acclimated to Bemidji, and you've been here 5 years. You really like to get to know the people where you live. Is that a fair statement?
That's a good assumption. Yeah. Good analogy. I really do. And I was thinking about this today. One of the things that is for me is totally different from any other place I've ever lived is the size of Bemidji. It's 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Largely because of the college that's here. And you got to be careful who you talk to about anybody because everybody knows somebody.
Yeah.
And so you gotta watch what it's unique in that way, but I really, really like it. It's also easy to break into the town in terms of making inroads with the people you want to become friends with.
Sure.
And so it's a nice town. I think it's probably not for everybody, but
back to you and how you like to really get to know everyone and really socialize. I mean, I know that because I've seen it and we've talked about it. Where do you think that came from? Were your parents like that? Like they always want to be a part of the community, do you think it could be your career? That the fact that you seem to really, it's important for you to be part of the community, and where my wife and myself, kind of like to hide from the community, and there's a range of, but that seems very important to you. Do you think where that came from, or?
Well, it is, but I think for the way I've gotten involved in Bemidji, it's because of my background and my career.
Okay.
So most of what I've put myself out to is things that I can be of value to a couple of different projects. One is I was asked by my neighbor here in town, who is the county commissioner, if I'd want to be a part of the jail committee. Yeah, we're building a new jail here in town.
Okay,
and which was mandated by the city or by the state of Minnesota that we do this update and expand our jail. Well, we couldn't expand it because it was right downtown.
Yep.
So the new jail is south of town, and it's being built as we speak.
How long did that project go on for? I think
the project, it's just in the construction stage right now. So I was in the planning stages. I was on this committee for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And got to know a lot of really good people. So that was fun. And
sure. And that's what you enjoy doing.
That was right up my alley. I felt certain things were. Yeah. Certain things weren't.
Sure. But you also seem to have an attitude, and I know I want to talk about your second project because that one affects me. But I think I know what it is. But you seem to have you need to scratch that itch of being social. And you also, what I was going to say is you have a gift of, if something's coming your way, you're like, we'll handle it when it gets here. Have you always been like that? Because I think, and especially because I'm more that way, not as, you're just confident. And my wife really gets upset with me when I don't get upset or nervous about something's coming up. And is that a conflict in your relationship with your wife, where because you're so easygoing?
It's not. It's
or do you guys compliment
it's not
each
a conflict. No, it's not a conflict, and she's strong-minded like I am, but we're maybe in different ways.
Sure.
But she wants things solved right now, and I'm more like, let's just let things play out a little bit.
Right.
And you know, the answers will come when we're meant to know them, and sometimes we never have to get to an answer because the problem went away.
Right.
So
yeah,
we don't. So yeah,
that is your personality or your approach in a nutshell. I mean, I've seen it. It's like, man, you know, like, well, this summer when you invited, you had people over, and my wife was telling me, yeah, he invited a bunch of people over, and he's like, yeah, come on over. And they're coming from Washington, all over the country.
Are you talking about our Westbrook friends?
Yeah. And you didn't, my wife would have been, oh my gosh, I got to organize this, do this. And he's like, oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. No, we had I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because that was a fun weekend. Fun 3 or 4 days. We had, I don't know, there was 10 or 12 of us that were kind of in and out of there for a couple days, and people got to see. I think most of them hadn't really been up in that area before,
right?
For the most part. And then Stan and Terry, our good friend, they came a few weeks later, and we showed them around, kind of gave them the same dog and pony show.
Yeah, so, and I think you actually started with other friends of ours. I think the Olins.
Brian
and they had, and I think I feel like you kind of spurred it. And I thought, because when we were in Arizona, and you're like, hey, you should come up to Minnesota and see me. I'm like, they live in Washington State. Who's going to drive all the way? And then Canadians and everybody else is coming to Minnesota. It's really neat to see.
Yeah.
Nothing is in my bandwidth to take on. I couldn't organize that. And I don't think I'm not saying it wasn't organized, but I'm like, you just said, we'll figure it out. And that was awesome.
Was, maybe next year we'll do a big volleyball tournament in the water or something.
Oh, but sure. I don't know.
We can't just sit on the deck and drink beer all afternoon.
Well,
we can.
Yeah, we can. We just go on the pontoon. So, how much time do you spend on your pontoon? I mean, I think people that aren't from Minnesota that are Westbrook listening don't.
Yeah.
For me, the pontoon is a daily activity.
Yeah. And when you live on the water, it definitely is. When we used to do the boating thing and lived in the Twin Cities, it would be the fire drill, get up to your lake place and hang out and fight the traffic all the way up and make a 2.5, 3 hour drive into a 4.5 or a 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
And on a weekend, and then so you'd spend as much time as you can on the water, and now you get to pick and choose a little bit, but our seasons are short here. I spend I'll put about 50 hours on my boat this year, which for people that live in climates that can boat 12 months out of the year, that's nothing.
Right.
So, but
and people don't understand it. I mean, I think they do. I mean, I know every city probably has something similar to what we have, but we have cabins that are 2.5 to, or probably 2 hours to 4 hours from the cities where we live. Cass Lake for us was a 4-hour drive.
Right.
And so we didn't get up here, once every 2 weeks was a pretty big deal when you have your work life and everything else. Now that we're, have our life set up the way we have it, my wife and I still work, but and you're still working.
And I mean,
it's got to be hard to keep working with that boat sitting out there, that pickleball paddle in your bag.
It is. I am really lucky. I'm getting to do all the things I want to do right now.
Good.
So it's hitting the water on the nice days. It's playing pickleball, and you know our club here. You're part of our club.
Yeah.
And we have a nice core group of people here. We have really crappy courts, but it's still our club. And you weren't at our picnic the other night, but we had about 70 people at our picnic on a drizzly, windy night.
Yeah, and, I completely forgot about it because I heard people talking about it on Saturday. I was going to come, but so the crappy pickleball courts.
Yeah,
what are you doing about that? I mean, how is that project going? Is that the second project you talked about?
Yeah, that is the second
Bemidji?
project.
How's that going?
And, it's been going on for years. We've changed regimes through our pickleball club a couple of times.
Yep.
And now it's, we have a new president, Dave Rave, which you know.
Yep.
And I'm on the board. And then, so him and I are driving the bus for the most part on this new endeavor of the new courts. So we were originally going to put these courts on our facility where we're at right now. Couldn't come to terms with the city on our use agreement after almost a year of talking about it.
Sure.
And then knowing full well that there was a bigger project going downtown Bemidji, there's a new health and wellness center that's going to get put down there. Is going to incorporate a YMCA and some other higher end hotels are going to be going in down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's called the Railroad Corridor Project. So we are going to be hopefully a part of that project. And so the funds are going to come from our club to build the courts. We're working out the agreement with the YMCA and our club as to.
Does it look promising?
It's as far along as we've ever been. So yeah, I think because we had our storm this year, which you're fully aware of.
Yep.
The city is a little behind right now in terms of getting that project off the ground. So it's just one more little hiccup that we've come across. But I think it's going to happen. I thought it would have started by about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but we're still waiting for equipment to show up. But it's going to.
But they're going to break. They're breaking ground this year. You think
that's
the plan?
That's what we've been told.
Huh? Do you think the 9 million tree loss is an accurate number for Bemidji?
9 million?
Yeah.
Is that what the number is?
That's the number I've heard reported.
9 million. Yeah, that's a lot of trees.
That's a lot of trees.
It must go over into your area.
So when Jim said there was a storm that hit, we had hurricane type winds,
120 mile an hour winds.
And I was in Arizona at the time, and when I got home, my wife had sent me a text saying, my dad's truck is totaled. I'm like, oh no. And a tree had fallen on it. And then she sent me pictures, and you can't fathom it, can't talk about it and tell people what it's like. But when I drove through Bemidji and just saw every ditch filled, probably 15 feet, 20 feet tall, of piles of trees and huge logs, not just brush. It was like a war zone.
Yeah.
It was, I think the other night we got a little thunderstorm, and I think everybody, hair goes up on the back of their neck thinking, oh boy. And it's really impacted, I think, emotionally the people here for sure.
Yeah, it's the good and the bad about our area up here is we are prone to getting those kind of storms, not necessarily tornadoes, but these straight line winds, and they seem to happen in about a 4-week period, but the last 2 weeks of June to the first 2 weeks of July.
That's a good time to plan my vacation.
It's just, I don't know. It's just something we got going for us, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll get through it. And
so I want to talk to, before we finish, I think we're good with Bemidji. Do you have anything on your list you'd like to talk about?
No.
I would like to talk about how you found Westbrook, because I found it interesting. You were walking through Westbrook, staying near Westbrook, visiting your daughter.
Well, so my daughter had taken a job in she was actually in Glendale.
Okay.
And she was teaching down there. It was her first teaching gig. And so she was there, and
had you been to Arizona prior to that?
I'd been down there to visit her a few times, and never. But those were my first times to Arizona.
Okay.
I'm like, people called it the desert. I'm like expecting just sand dunes everywhere.
Right. I exactly.
No idea.
I just thought pure sand as far as you look. Right.
Yeah. And so I get there, and it's just this beautiful mountainous area. And, I just instantly fell in love with it. It was awesome. And this is 2 or 3 years before I'd even discovered Westbrook.
Sure.
But then my daughter had a daughter, and so we were down supporting her and visiting, and I was taking my number 3 granddaughter on a walk in the stroller.
Yeah.
And she was in the apartments right on 83rd there, Aura Apartments.
Okay.
And so I took a turn to come across into Westbrook, and I get to that first hole that you come to, and there's a green on one side and a
tee box
on the other.
Yep, 15 and 16.
Yeah,
yep.
I'm just like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah,
and I kept walking a little way, went down into a couple other neighborhoods, and a couple of the ladies just latched onto my granddaughter, and because they said, we don't get to see this much anymore.
I'm so surprised when there's a baby in a stroller, because usually it's a dog.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was kind of it. That was like, she was born in December of 13, and then by November of 2014, we bought our first place there. And,
oh, wow.
We, didn't really start fully using it until about 5 years ago. We had rented it out for a while, but
so 5 years ago, same time you kind of started here, or moved to Bemidji, right? So that was kind of
that was a transition period.
Yeah. All right. So then fast forward, you get to start using it, and then you moved up. Originally, you bought a casita.
Originally, we bought a casita,
and then you bought a home a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And do you like the change to the home? That a big improvement?
Yeah, it's the thing about Westbrook is everything is kept up so nice.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about things falling apart.
No, and
you do. I mean, things do fall apart.
They fall apart,
but they make you fix them.
Yeah.
So,
and everybody hates the HOA, but I hate it and I love it at the same time,
exactly.
because when you walked in, you walked into that development off 83rd, and if you come in off Union Hills and drive by the clubhouse, that's when you get to see I think the best feature, and I'm probably goofy, but is hole number 9. When you walk in, it's where you turn to go play pickleball. When you turn in there, it's across the street, that big mound of green grass.
Yeah,
and you're like, whenever I have people come visit me, I'm always, I hope they come in that Union Hill so they can see that big green grass. I mean, I don't know why, but that just seems special to me. That whole entrance, just all that green looking down 18, and then the big mound.
Don't we wish we could keep our lawns like that?
Oh yeah, not really. I don't like grass anymore. But I mow it begrudgingly. But it's just and then you have to. I mean, it's quite a change to look at Arizona landscaping.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when you talk, the green grass it's great. Green grass in Arizona is really nice when the golf course is mowing it, and we're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, what do you like? So now that you're entwined in this neighborhood, and now you have lots of friends. And but what do you like best about Westbrook? Favorite thing?
That's easy. I mean, it's for one, it's such a welcoming community, right from the start.
Yeah.
I became friends with at my casita with my neighbor there, who is a ex-professional hockey goalie. That's a single guy to these days.
Oh, really?
And he actually was the owner of the restaurant.
Over at the Lakes?
Yeah, the Lakes restaurant.
Okay.
He used to own that. And, so you just get to hear these stories from people, but the how welcoming people are, and then just the friendships you make.
Yeah,
it's for the most part, it's like-minded people that are just going to do what they want to do together.
Yeah, and there's so many things to do. I mean, pickleball kind of consumes us, and golf consumes others, and pottery consumes others. It's just, Have you gotten involved in any other clubs other than the pickleball club?
No, I haven't. Mary Kay, she's done the glass club, and she's I don't know, she plays a lot of mahjong and those kinds of things.
Do you play any cards in those clubs? Yeah.
I play a little bit of cards, but maybe that should be a goal of mine, is to get to play a little more cards.
Yeah. Well, the Petersons next door will. Yeah. They'll take you under their wing and teach you, because they've been hot on cards lately. Well, I appreciate it. That wasn't a bad conversation, was it?
No.
We're all. What else you got?
So, Steve, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you like about Westbrook, and where's this podcast? Is this going to go national, or?
Yeah, I think people, well, yes, it is. Actually, the podcast is international because there's people all over the world that have listened. I think I got 3 different countries because I can see the analytics. We've had over 1,000, I think we're well over 1,000 listeners so far. Yeah, I did it originally as an advertisement to get to know people. I feel like I have, like I was telling you before we started, I like hearing people's stories. You listened to Dick's story that I had heard a couple of years ago. And I feel like when I repeat someone else's story, they're always like, how do you know that? I go, well, I just like to listen to people's story. Yeah. And so, yeah, the podcast is just something natural that I like doing. And, it's fun to do. And I love listening to where you I never knew you were from Iowa, and maybe you told me, but now everyone will kind of know your story. And
no, it's good.
Yeah, it's fun. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you have a good day. Thank you very much. Thanks again for tuning in to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Real estate is how I'm able to support this show and give back to our community. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home in Arizona, I'd love to help. I also offer a free real estate review, basically a health checkup for your home's value and market position. You can call or text me anytime at 651-295-6830. Again, that's 651-295-6830. I'd be honored to help you or your neighbors with the next chapter of your real estate journey. And thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep connecting.